good day, my good people. Here we are back again, and actually, again, we're testing. So please forgive the tardiness of the time, but we're testing again. Just wanted to see how everything is going to be showing up. I know this is the time that we're supposed to be doing the live show, but we decided that we're going to do another Q&A day. And if anyone wants to join in with us, let's go ahead and see if we can make that happen as well. Um, but we're just testing and seeing how things are showing up before we go back live with the show and have our consistent guests come on. And we are going to just be making some adjustments. So for those of you that join us, know that we are, I guess, for lack of a better way of describing it, under construction, if you will. And if you want to ask any questions, please let us know. Go ahead and drop them in the chat, and we will get those questions answered. And again, we're just testing. So if you're going to hang out with us today, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And now I'm going to, and if you have properties, for those of you that have properties that you'd like to market, of course, we want to see all the information as much as possible. We want to make sure you're direct to seller. If you want to market your properties on the show, send them in to us at support@RLREI uh, or info at Real Life Real Estate Investing. Send them to info at Real Life Real Estate Investing, and we will get those on the show. Of course, make sure you put your contact information and how people can reach out to you, as much information about the property as possible, and we will get it on the show so that you can get some exposure and have some folks share whether or not they're interested in purchasing the property, and see if we can help you get it sold. Well, send us an email first, and what we will do is we'll send you like a form to complete out on our website and have you upload any information about the property that you want us to market, and we will get that marketed across our different channels. And for those of you that are familiar, we do stream live on the different podcast platforms. So we stream live on a few different podcast platforms, and I'm sorry, I'm being given the signal that I should do our intro. So stand by. And we're back. And I don't know if you're here. I see that we got a few people joining us. If you could, please tell me. I was told that I was muted that whole time that I was talking. So drop me a message in the chat if you can hear me. I want to make sure you can hear me okay. Again, we're testing today. We just want to make sure all of our different things that are supposed to be happening are happening. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop your questions. If you are new, experienced, young, old, whatever the case may be, Ms. Rucker, how you doing? Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. I'm glad you can hear me. We definitely have to get together. I want to make sure you got your information that we sent over to you to get that going. And of course, if anyone else here, if you have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and put those in the chat. I did get a question before coming on, and I want to address that. Someone had asked about our new program where we're calling the Partner with a Pro 2.0. And it's where I'm partnering with you at a very, 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 very inexpensive investment. But to get more information about that, go ahead and shoot me a DM, direct message, and I'll send you some information about that if you are interested in that. it's almost unfathomable. I think I'm using that word right. That the investment is so low. It's almost next to nothing, pretty much, if you look at it. I am working with individuals to help them get started in real estate, and I am providing the leads to help you find deals to get closed. So if that's something that you're interested in, where I'm going to help you do most of the work, you're going to do some work, but I'm going to help you do a lot of the work. And I will partner with you as long as you like, um, until we decide, you know, we're not going to partner anymore. But that's something that we're rolling out, and something that's going to be happening next week, or getting started with next week. It's rolling out now. It's You can get signed up now, but we'll get you into the orientation class for next week. But anyway, today we are just testing our platforms to see that everything is showing up properly. We had some technical difficulties on some things that we were working on before, and just want to make sure we flush out a lot of those things while we are preparing to get back on the air. So this again is testing for us, and we're checking the different platforms. I want to make sure that my folks have us set up for IG. So I don't know if they got us set up for IG. Uh, so let me check that out real quick. And again, if you're here with me, and as I said before, we're doing testing today. Very good, Ms. Rucker. Thank you very much. We're doing testing today. We'll probably adjust a couple things. Many people are looking for answers about getting into real estate investing because they're concerned about the market. But I feel like we've talked about that so many times. But if you have any questions about that, let's talk about it. They're concerned about interest rates rising. People are concerned about inflation. People are concerned about all these other sorts of things. If that's a concern of yours, and you're here and you're joining us, go ahead and drop a message in the chat. I'd like to have a conversation about that and open the floor for that discussion if you're interested. I don't see us on IG, so we need to get that part taken care of. But we won't be hanging too long. But there are a few things that I guess I'll run by. So somebody asked about the program. I mentioned the program that we're rolling out for next to nothing. Um, and something that we're going to be working on. I got a goal, I guess a goal for this year, it being near fourth quarter and all. A goal for this year to help at least 10 people to close several deals on a monthly basis. Um, so I want to have that conversation with you. If that's something that you're interested in talking about, let's have that conversation. Drop a message in the chat, and we will certainly have that conversation. But again, we're in test mode. We're testing our banners and different things like that. Let's see, is that one that we have? No, that's not another one. We're testing our banners, testing our branding, and we will be testing a few other videos. Let's see if we can pop this one in. All right, we are in Detroit, west side of Detroit, in a little area known as Brightmoor. And this house here is the first investment property I bought back in 1998.
Bought it, I think it was $28,000, 5-bedroom house. And what I did was I rented out 4 of the bedrooms and I lived in one. So rented out 4 of the bedrooms. So this is what it is commonly now known as house hacking. And at the time, I just rented out 4 of the bedrooms to friends who needed a place to stay. When I bought this house, I was homeless. I didn't have a place to stay. And when I closed on it, I actually had to wait 2 months to move in because there was a tenant still living in there. But when I closed on the house, I only had to come to the table with $84 to close on this house. I bought this house with no cash and no credit. And the money that I borrowed, the money that I had to close, I borrowed that. And I had an investor actually sign to close the deal with me. So we closed on this house in 1998, lived in it for about 2 years, 2.5 years, and when I moved to Atlanta. But this was my very first investment property that I closed on in 1998. And from then on, I said to myself, if this is something that I can do on accident, what I thought was on accident, imagine what I could do on purpose. When I first bought this house, 2 years prior, I was actually studying from a real estate course for about 2 years. Studied for that course for 2 years when I first got into real estate. So I actually started technically in real estate back in 1996, started learning to invest. But I didn't learn enough. I didn't get what I say competent enough to build the confidence to be able to close on this property until 1998. Got with a real estate agent, got with a real estate attorney, and actually they helped me put this deal together. We actually got it closed and bought it, rented those bedrooms out for about 6 months to almost a year. Rented those bedrooms out. They moved out, and I moved out with a friend, and then I rented it to some family members for a couple more years, for another year or so. But that was really the situation where I actually built up the confidence to actually do the process. I actually went through the process. This is what the beginning looked like for me. So most people tell you you can get into real estate with no cash and no credit. That is true. However, what it does take the skills and the knowledge to be able to do so. And it took me 2 years to build up the skills, the knowledge, and the confidence to do so. I didn't have a mentor. Had I had a mentor, I probably would have got this done a lot sooner than that, right? But I took a chance and did it on my own back in a time where it wasn't that challenging, but I didn't know what I didn't know. And I met with a real estate attorney who actually walked me through the process of actually getting this deal closed. So that's what I did to get started on my very first project back in 1998. And if I can do it, almost anybody can do it. Not everybody will do it, but many people can, but not everybody will choose to. All right, we are in.
All right, that's a little, and again, we're testing, so you'll probably see a few different videos pop in and out during the live. So that was just a kind of a testimonial of how I got started in the business back in 98. I say, well, 96 I started studying, but 98 I actually pulled the trigger after studying for 2 years. And so I guess that's when the clock technically started for me when I bought my first deal. And since then, I've done quite a bit in real estate investing. But what I want to do again is, again, we're just testing some things out. So if you're here and you're joining us, you got questions, you would need some questions addressed, anything addressed. Or if you're watching the replay, do me a favor, go ahead and put in the chat replay. If you're watching us here live, go ahead and put in the chat live. And if you have questions that you want to see answered or have answered on the replay, after the video, of course, is replayed, then go ahead and put those questions in, and I will certainly get those questions answered. Whether it's if you're wanting to get started, if you're wanting to know how to do it, how to build capital, um, if you should have credit, if you should have money. Of course, the thing today is you don't have credit, or you don't have to have credit or money, which is true in some cases. You don't have to, but if you do, it's a whole lot better. It's a whole lot easier, right? So that's the perspective that I pretty much educate from, because it's one thing to start with no cash and credit, but that's not where it ends. You don't want it to end there for you. That shouldn't be the end of the story, that you got started with no credit and cash, and that you didn't go and grow into getting credit and cash, because the goal is to become as successful as possible in the business of real estate investing. And success, depending on how you look at it, it's relative to whomever's situation. Um, so you know that's how that goes. But again, I want to make sure I reiterate that we're testing everything today. So you'll probably see another video pop in. Let's see. Um, what are they showing me? All right, here's another one we're gonna test. It's a old commercial, and they told me that we're gonna be running a few of these different things. So I don't know why that's so funny to me. Um, but check this out, and I will be right back.
Hey, what's happening, folks? Many experts will tell you that you can get into the business of real estate investing with no money and no credit. And the question I ask is, if you bought into that, how's that working out for you? Right? My name is Glenn Glasper, and I've been in this business for 23 years. And what I find is most of the people that get into this business with that type of mentality, only 0.001% of them have any level of success, or let alone close a deal. Most of the people that become successful understand the importance of leveraging credit and leveraging money, as well as leveraging time, and not just doing one deal. If that's you, I created a video on how you can become successful in real estate investing. Now, this is not for the people who don't want to invest any money or don't want to invest any credit. This is not for the easy crowd. This is for the people who are open to investing and open to leveraging their resources. If that's you, go ahead and click on the link below, and I'll certainly go ahead and click on the link below, and I'll see you on the other side.
All right. So again, another test. Uh, do we have? Okay. I was just trying to find out if we have a sample of a property that someone wanted to post, but they didn't give it to me yet, so we won't worry about that. Uh, so that's all I have for now. Again, this is just a test, and I think we are still not up and running on IG the way we want to. So stay tuned for another test. So we have just working through some things, getting the show back online. We've been off the line for probably more, maybe more than 6 months, almost 6 months, maybe 5 or 6 months. But we're getting everything back online and just making sure everything is going to work out well for when we have guests come on. And of course, answering any questions you may have. And if you watch this, be sure you understand this is interactive. We are on the several podcast platforms. Um, so catch the replay on the podcast, or catch the replay on the several different streaming platforms. And I think that's all we have for today. We don't have any more questions or comments. Thank you so much. If you catch this on the replay, put in the chat replay. And if you catch this, well, of course, we won't be live much longer, but make sure and follow us across all platforms at Real Life Real Estate Investing on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I think it's Real Life Real Estate. Real Life Real Estate on TikTok. And then Glenn Glasper on Facebook, or Mr. Dollar Out of a Dime on IG as well. So, any of those platforms, definitely connect with us and share, and subscribe to our channel. Share the information that we share. Um, doesn't cost anything to click a button and share it. So, please help us out in that area to get some folks, get some more eyes on the show. And that's all I have for now. Thank you so much for joining me. If you joined me, if you watched this on a replay, thank you for watching. And as always, this is the Real Life Real Estate Investing Show, where we talk about real life real estate situations, but we bring you real life real estate solutions. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next week.